Ted Nugent, who is totally not racist, by the way, decided to critique the president in a totally substantive and totally not racist way.
The perfect ballet of freedom would be if this happened, because I could go Pierce Morgan on Barack, I could go Pierce Morgan on any of them, because even the GOP is so busy adjusting their tie, they wouldn't know how to sell a blanket to a naked man in the blizzard. Our politicians check their scrotum in at the door, even Hillary. But obviously she has spare scrotums. The state of politics in America are heartbreaking, tragic, virtually self-inflicted, and I think I'm speaking for everybody here. We would like to apologize to the heroes of the military for bending over since World War II and allowing a commander-in-chief who is the enemy of the U.S. military. I'd like to apologize to the heroes of law enforcement for an attorney general who commits more felonies than the people he lets go on television committing felonies, Black Panthers, Philadelphia, ad nauseum. So while I'm busy apologizing, because I didn't let my guard down, I've been fighting this battle, I have no more capabilities than what I implement on a daily basis. But I have obviously failed to galvanize and prod, if not shame, enough Americans to be ever vigilant not to let a Chicago communist-raised, communist-educated, communist-nurtured, subhuman mongrel like the Acorn community organizer gangster Barack Hussein Obama to weasel his way into the top office of authority in the United States of America.
Yeah, what a smart guy he is there. But if that wasn't, if that was too subtle, there wouldn't happen to be a video of him being even more straightforward with these racial terms, would there be?
Those are, a lot of people would call that inflammatory speech. Well, I would call it inflammatory speech when it's your job to protect Americans, and then you ask you to look into the television camera and say, what difference does it make that I failed in my job to provide security and we have 4 dead Americans? What difference does that make? Not to a chimpanzee or to Hillary Clinton, I guess it doesn't matter.
Not to a chimpanzee or to Hillary Clinton, it doesn't matter. So he called Obama a subhuman mongrel. A subhuman mongrel. Subhuman! By the way, whose trick was it to demonize the other? Dehumanize the other? Every dictatorial regime throughout history, that's their first thing that they do when they try to scapegoat people. You dehumanize the opposition. He's a subhuman mongrel. No racial implications there, right? And a chimpanzee. Yes, that's what the President of the United States is. But of course, Ted Nugent, he's not racist. He wants you to know he's not racist. This was totally a substantive policy criticism he put forth. But this is the arguments they actually use. Whenever you call them out on their dog whistle racism, but also this is just fucking foghorn racism. I'm racist. They go, no, that was substantive policy criticism. Really? I don't seem to recall anything you said that was substantive or policy-driven or factual. At a different part in the clip that I didn't show you guys, he talks about, all the Democrats should be found guilty of treason. For what? For what? But they can't give you any specifics because there are no specifics. He talked about how, Hillary Clinton said, what does it matter about our soldiers dying? No, she didn't say that, you fucking idiot. You're purposefully taking things out of context. You're hearing what you think you want to hear. What she said, what does it matter, was to, if the people that killed the Americans, if they were jihadis or assholes who were protesting that killed them, either way the Americans are dead, either way it's serious. That was her point. But he glosses right over that. And then not that it, ever means anything to respond substantively to somebody like Ted Nugent, who's one of the biggest clowns on the earth, who's one of the biggest fucking morons I've ever heard ever. He said, quote, allowing a commander-in-chief who is the enemy. Yeah, so President Obama is the enemy of the United States. Right. Good point. So he's working with Al-Qaeda. He's working with the Taliban. That's who I thought the enemy was. But if you're saying he's with the enemy, so he's with Al-Qaeda, he's with the Taliban. Look, if you want to have a conversation about what you think the proper tax rate should be, if you want to have a conversation about how big you think the societal safety net should be, or if/when we should deploy our troops and under what situations, if you want to have a philosophical debate, I'm more than open to having that kind of a conversation. This is not that. This is a dumbass saying dumbass shit that belongs coming out of the mouth of your 87-year-old uncle or grandfather who sits at the Thanksgiving dinner table and chokes on their own saliva. That's the level of conversation coming out of Ted Nugent's mouth. And then also, Black Panthers, what are you talking about? Oh, Eric Holder with the crimes he gets away with. He did more crimes than the people he's letting get away, like the Black Panthers in Philadelphia. All right, sit down, clean the wax out of your ears, and listen up. There's roughly 7 people left in the new Black Panther Party. New Black Panther movement. It's not even a movement. It's 7 guys in somebody's basement, and they haven't done anything of any serious nature for over a decade. So what are you talking about? It's the boogeyman, but this is how racists think. If it's the Black Panthers, or if it's somebody who's, actually black and proud of it, they're bad by definition. They're wrong by definition. So talk about that as if it's a problem, even though there's nobody who's in the fucking movement anymore. It's not even a movement. But talk about that as if it's a bigger problem than other things, of course. And then finally, yeah, Obama's a communist. The fact that all of his credibility, not that it hasn't been gone already for years, but all your credibility is gone when you say something that fucking stupid. Okay? Do you realize that 8% of the U.S. economy is government jobs? All right, the definition of communism is 100% government jobs. That's part and parcel of a communist system. There's no private sector. There's no capitalism aspect to the economy. Okay, 92% of the jobs are from small business and big business. It is capitalistic. Though he's not a communist by no stretch of the imagination, by no stretch of the definition, the dude has cut government jobs. Bush grew government jobs. He cut government jobs. But this is why I don't even know why I bother. Because guys like Ted Nugent, they're not interested in the facts. They're not interested in reality. They're not interested in a reasonable discussion. They're interested in bomb throwing and talking out of their asshole. Actually, I take that back. Because your average actual asshole and sphincter and anus is more intelligent than Ted fucking Nugent.